Hello there, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Cartooning with Paul. Here we'll utilize the tips, tricks, and techniques that I've learned throughout the years, and let's see if we can get you to learn to draw Mickey Mouse like a pro. Come on, let's get started. One of my favorite characters to draw is Mickey Mouse. He's simple yet complex. We're going to go over it right now. So what we're going to do, grab a nice brand new sheet of paper, and we're going to get started here. All right, first thing you want to do when drawing Mickey Mouse is you want to get that initial circle down. Okay, we're not using our wrist, we're using our whole arm with the shoulder, and we're just going to draw in a nice round circle. Nice and loose. We want to be able to erase this so it's lightly drawn, right? And then we're going to draw in our center axis line right down the middle because we want to be able to look at Mickey straight on. He's looking right at us. So we're going to draw that line right down the middle. And then his horizontal axis line is also right in the middle. We've got some crosshairs here, right? Now with Mickey Mouse, I don't do anything until I have all three circles drawn, right? So from here, we're going to put in the ears. Now the ears are positioned on a 45-degree angle from these lines here. So we're going to draw in very lightly a 45-degree angle here and a 45-degree angle here. You don't have to measure anything, you can just eye it, right? But as long as it's somewhat in the center there, and I'm going to use that as a guide for the ovals, right? These are not perfect circles. They are more oval than circle. Right? So we're going to draw in a shape right here and go over here. We're going to draw in a shape right here. And notice I'm just kind of getting a feel for the drawing. I'm not drawing darkly here because I'm going to need to be able to erase lines later. I do see that my shapes are different sizes here. But this one I like more than this. This actually has the right shape I'm looking for. So I notice I got to cut into that shape just a little bit. I'm not worried about any of these lines because once I'm done, I will erase all of these strays here. So here we go. This is the shape I'm looking for right here. I don't do any details with the face until I know that the head and the ears are in good proportion. So looking at this, the head is a nice round shape, and the ears are properly positioned, and they seem to be like they're in good proportion with the head, and I like the shape. So now I know that I can continue on with the face. So Mickey's eyes are nothing more than ovals, okay? And they rest on either side of this vertical axis line, okay? So I make sure that the width is of equal proportion, and I just lightly throw in some ovals. Now with Mickey's eyes, the recent trend is to have them kind of get thinner at the top. So we're going to want to make sure the eyes aren't egg-shaped, but the oval does get smaller toward the top here, just like that. All right? Now, with his snout, what we're going to want to do, we're going to draw an oval. And it's going to start right here at this horizontal axis. And we're going to draw a nice oval, very lightly, just like this. Okay? That's going to be a good guide for his mouth here. And that's where I go to put in the nose. Okay? So the nose is going to sit toward the top of that oval. And it's an oval itself, nice and round. And it doesn't touch the top of his snout. It rests just under it, just like that. And now that I know where the nose is, I can put in his smile. So what I like to do, because he smiles nice and big, I like to put the corners of his mouth right here on either side of this oval. It doesn't touch the oval, okay? And we make sure that it's of equal distance there. And then what I do is I will go from the bottom of that oval and I will draw in a smile line that goes right to the middle of the corners of his mouth. Okay? And I'm going to do it on the other side here. Just like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. And because Mickey smiles nice and big, I'm going to draw in an exaggerated bowl shape right in here, just like this. And then from there, I'll give him that lower lip. It doesn't need to be very thick. As a matter of fact, you don't want it very thick. But just a nice little hint there of a lower lip. And now the tongue, we're going to draw in here, just like so. Now, you don't want to draw in the whole tongue, just the top of it. Okay? And draw it in just like so. Anything bigger or smaller looks obnoxious in his mouth, so we want to keep it nice and small. Next is where people seem to have trouble drawing Mickey Mouse. I know I did before I learned all the rules. So we're going to go along here and we're going to give Mickey Mouse his cheeks. Now his cheeks, it's important for the cheek line to match this angle here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come up here and we're going to kind of draw around this shape. You see this curve and this curve have to match. And then what we do is we come just a little outside of that circle and we round out his cheek shape. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we got this angle here. We're going to come in here and we're going to just kind of draw around that shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to the area of the lower lip, just like so. Okay. And I see that my cheeks are different sizes here, and I kind of like this one here. So I'm going to just kind of make this line a little lower. Okay. Yeah, that's going to look nice there. Okay. You wouldn't happen to know what Mickey Mouse's favorite sport is, would you? It's mini golf. I'll just draw. And now his hairline, which will go from the cheek up until the middle of the head, you want to make sure that it follows the shape of the eye. Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're going to come up right to the top of that circle. You want to make sure that his hairline actually touches the circle. And then we come in for that little widow's peak that he's got there. And then we're going to follow the same on the other side, following this shape. Okay, I'm going to turn the paper, make this line a little easier to follow. So I'm going to follow this shape out here, just like this. Okay. Now let me darken in the circle shape, like so you can see a little better. Now, I noticed that I don't love the shape of the eyes here before I darken it in, so I'm going to bring it in just a little bit, remembering to keep it in line with that. And yeah, I think that size is a little nicer. Okay. And now there's a detail on Mickey's face that disappears or reappears depending on the artist or the intention of the expression of the drawing. Sometimes Mickey has eyebrows, sometimes he doesn't. And I like to let the drawing tell me whether or not it needs it or not. This drawing right here doesn't seem to need eyebrows. So the only thing left to do is to put in the pupils. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have him looking right at you. So those pupils are going to rest right at the bottom of the eyes, and they're going to go right into that bottom corner. And this is how you make sure that he's looking at you with attention. Okay. And then we've got that little top corner for the light reflection. And we do the same thing with the nose. We give an oval toward the top of the nose for light reflection. And now we're ready for inking and cleanup. Back in 1928, simplicity of design was important to bounce back from the theft of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit by Universal Studios. Mickey was designed using nothing but circles. As a matter of fact, Mickey consists of what are called the most famous 3 circles in the world. His design is so basic that even the slightest error in the size of an oval or a circle will throw off the finished drawing. It takes a lot of practice and understanding of the rules of the character to get him just right. But relax, it's not brain surgery, it's supposed to be fun. Just enjoy the draw. And then we sign it. And there you go, guys, there's Mickey. I hope you enjoyed drawing with me. If you did, please give me the thumbs up. Tell your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a beat. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.